In this video, a college-age student who stutters comes to see her speech pathologist for her regular weekly session.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. What'd you do this weekend?
Well, I didn't get any work done this weekend. I have an assignment coming up, and I have been freaking out about it. I don't know why they have to make it mandatory for students to do fast presentations.
Okay, so it seems like you couldn't focus on getting your work done over the weekend because all you could think about was presenting in front of your class.
Here, the speech pathologist uses an affect response by identifying the client's feelings of being distracted. By reflecting how the client is feeling, the SLP is opening the conversation for a more meaningful conversation. Additionally, the SLP uses silence as a technique to allow the client to think and expand on her thoughts.
Yeah, basically. My mom tells me I am too anxious about this.
Okay, well, why don't we try to understand why you're feeling this way?
Okay. If that will help me feel less stressed rather than. Sure.
Alright, yeah, I think it will. Why don't we start by you telling me how you feel about this particular presentation?
Well, I just really don't want to do it is all. I always get nervous talking in front of the class. It's really stressing me out.
You seem pretty upset about it, but it sounds like you've given a presentation before?
Yeah. I have a couple of times when it was required.
And how did you feel while doing those?
Here, the SLP is asking the client to take a look back at a time before the current concern, which can be used to evoke change talk.
Fine, I guess, but I really hated doing it.
Okay, why don't we talk about that presentation and the thoughts and feelings you experienced, and talk about them. Alright, so I brought in a sheet of paper to sort out your feelings based on that specific situation. This will help us to see how you initially reacted to the situation and help you analyze from a different perspective.
I guess. I guess we can. But I don't understand how that's going to help.
Well, by thinking about a time you were going through this, we can identify your feelings and hopefully help you to think through the way you're feeling right now in a different way. Just start off by telling me about the presentation and we can fill out this sheet together.
Okay. It was in my psych class. I had to give it in front of the whole class of like 100 people.
So that goes in the first column here, the situation. Now tell me about what thoughts you had when you had to give that presentation.
So many. I knew I would stutter, and you could just picture everyone laughing at me or making fun of me for it. So I was really nervous about that, and I thought would get a bad grade because of it too.
Okay, so we'll write that here. Those are the automatic or immediate thoughts that went through your mind at that time. It sounds like you were worried about how others would think of you and nervous you would get graded poorly. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So we'll put those in the next column here for emotion. Now let's talk about these feelings a little more.
Here, the SLP started by doing an automatic thought record with the client. She had the client specify the situation and then identify the automatic thoughts as well as the emotions that occurred.
So, did anyone end up making fun of you or saying anything to you about the presentation afterwards?
No. Not that I can think about it. Now that I think about it, no. Nobody said anything.
Okay, well that's good. Do you remember what grade you got?
You know, now, sorry. Now that I think about it, I think I did better than I thought I would.
Okay, so it sounds like you might have been interpreting things negatively when there were no facts supporting your conclusion. Do you agree that you might have been jumping to conclusions?
Yeah, I guess I was.
Next, they discuss how this was a cognitive distortion and looked at it in a more rational way. The client was jumping to conclusions by mind reading that others would think negatively about her and that she would get a bad grade without any logical reasons for these thoughts.
So you're kind of in a similar situation right now. Do you still feel the same way about how people react and your grade?
Maybe a little.
Okay, so how'd you feel while doing this exercise? Do you think it helped you feel better at all?
Yeah, it was good. I think I'm starting to worry less, but I'm still pretty nervous to present in front of everyone.
Okay, I'm glad it helped a little. It's okay to feel that way though. I think a lot of people get nervous about talking in front of big groups. I've given many presentations in the past and I still get nervous before giving them every time. Sometimes it helps me to practice giving presentations to someone beforehand. I think that it would help you if we tried that next week. Would you be open to that?
Yeah, I like that.
This time, the SLP used another one of the 7 therapeutic responses, sharing self. Since the client and SLP have been working together for some time, this response was appropriately used and allowed the client to explore an additional idea and recognize she is not alone in feeling nervous.